bloody lovely morning. Day 2, Reedy Creek. So it's near the end of day 2. Haven't really shot too much video or anything today. I've just been filling buckets, popping them through the sluice. So nothing too exciting, nothing worth seeing really. The gold's been okay, nothing amazing, nothing to write home about, but I don't know, we'll see how it all goes at the end. It might all add up, I don't know. But yeah, still pretty annoyed about losing the snuffer bottle yesterday, with a bunch of gold in there. And to top things off, cherry on top, today, early in the morning, lost my gold pan. What the hell? I've got another one there, but it's a crappy Aussie Disposals one, just horrible, it's tiny. But yeah, same situation as with the snuffer bottle, just had it on a rock nearby, turned around after feeding the sluice for a bit, and it was just gone. Couldn't see it downstream anywhere, nowhere to be seen, so pretty frustrating. So yeah, not unless I find a crap ton of gold, I'd say this trip's not going so well. Oh well. Lesson learned, hopefully. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to test out my little 3D printed sluice. Got a bucket here of material. It was half a bucket, and I've now put half of that through there. It's just random material I dug, but of course, because it's Reedy Creek, plenty of black sand in it everywhere. But yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. All the black sand's where it should be, mostly in the first riffle, a bit more on that one, less as you go along. And I've probably got a bit too much water going through it, so when I feed it, the back riffles fill up a bit, because they're just like too deep. It's losing its power and all that jazz. But it was a bitch to get set up here, so I'm just gonna go with it. So I'll show you a little bit. Nice exchange going on in the riffles. I don't know how well you can see that through the water. But it's looking pretty good. So I finished putting that half a bucket through, and you can see just black sand packing the riffles all the way down, pretty much. That was the most black sand I've seen in any bucket so far. So it'll be interesting to see how much gold's in there. But sluice seems to have done really well. Just tons of black sand, not much else in those riffles. Get it into a pan. It's really hard to pan down with this crappy pan, it's so small, but you can see that there. A bit of gold there. It's all throughout the black sand as well. So I'd say some of that's pretty small. I'd say the 3D printed sluice is a complete success, I reckon. Anyway, I think I'm going to dig some more of that material, because that was pretty damn good for half a bucket. Alright, it's morning number 3. It's about 8 AM, just about to get stuck into it, because I'm going to be leaving in about 5 hours, so just want to get a few more buckets through before I leave. It's a bit cold, but I'll manage, I'm sure. I left the sluice out there last night, just about ready to go, just need to get the waders on, but yeah, I left the sluice out there. Half expected that to be gone after losing the pan and the snuffer bottle, and thought, oh, that'll be the cherry on top. Just seemed to be escalating, so but yeah, thankfully it's there, so ready to get going. Pop the waders on and stuck into it. So I thought I'd just show you where I've been digging the last few buckets from. You can see that's the main flow of the stream up there. Sort of comes out a bit here. And just in here there's a bit of a deposit, all these larger kind of stones. Sort of see it was kind of like that. I just dug into there, you can see I've done quite a nice hole now. So I'm just going to dig it out like here. That sort of section there, get the rest of that material out, but that's been paying pretty well. Lots of black sand in there. Pretty happy with it. But I'll fill off a bucket from this, run it through the sluice, and I'll show you what I'm getting per bucket or per half bucket from this hole here. Alright, see you in a minute. Alright, so I've got half a bucket of that material from that hole over there. It's pretty much smack on half a bucket, so about 10 litres. I'll get that fed through the sluice. I've just chucked through a couple of handfuls for calibration, but now I'll just get all that chucked through and then I'll show you what I'm getting per half bucket from that hole. Okay, I just finished running that half a bucket of that material I showed you a moment ago, and I've just carefully pulled the sluice out of the water, not disturbing the riffles, so I thought I'd just give you a quick look. But looks pretty good. Tons and tons of black sand. Some nice chunks of gold in there as well. And look at that, in the middle of the screen there. It's a little sapphire. Not bad at all. But yeah, a couple of nice little chunks of gold in there. Don't know how easy it is to see, but that's the second riffle there. Still lots of black sand. Third one there. Can't really see any gold past the first riffle. I'm sure it's in there, but that's even the last riffle there. Still see there's some black sands in there. Anyway, I'll pop it into a pan and pan it down a bit and we'll have a look. I reckon we're going to be pleasantly surprised. And here's the results from that bucket. Not too bad. Sapphire there as well. But that bit there, it's pretty chunky for Reedy Creek. Actually got chunk to it, I can pick that up now and feel it in my hands, which is good for a change. But anyway, yeah, so it's not too bad from half a bucket, 10 litres of material. Takes me about 5 minutes to fill that much of the bucket up, 20 minutes to feed through the sluice and 5 minutes of back, so like I can do that, you know, every half hour, no worries. Adds up, tell you that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what I get at the end. Anyway, that'll probably do for video. I'll give you an update before I leave in a few hours, and then I'll show you the clean up once I get home. Till then. Okay, just about done now. Probably going to run one more bucket, then yeah, start packing up. Yeah, I'll pack up, just probably head off by about 11, 12 o'clock I think. I probably won't clean up any of my gold here. I'm going to take that all home and I'll run that through the, well, I don't know how I'll clean it up, to be honest. Probably through the little clean up sluice and then on the miller table. And then I'll of course show you what I got from my little effort over the last few days. Don't know how it's going to be. Started off a bit rough, came together alright in the end, so we'll just have to wait and see, I think. But it's just great to get out. It's been too long, so very happy about that. Anyway, see you when I get back. Alright, so I'm home, I've got my cons here. See a fair bit of black sand in there. Just gonna pan it down a bit, get rid of all that lighter material, and then just sieve it and then run it through the miller table. Alright, let's get cracking. So I just run a bit of water through the miller table. It's looking good, it's ready to go. And yeah, so I've decided to forego the panning and just like sieve it all out now. So sieving this down, this sort of fine mesh here, and then whatever's left is going into this pan. You see a couple little chunkies of gold in there. But anyway, I'll get this all sieved out and then I'm just going to feed it all through there. Because the lighter stuff, I figured the lighter stuff just moves away really quickly on there anyway, so it's not going to make too much difference. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Alright, get emptied. That's what I've ended up. Here's the sieved material. See, it's very much a lot of black sand. Pull out that. So that's looking good. And that's the other stuff that I've been left with, the bigger stones and stuff. Did see a few larger bits of gold in there. It's the size of the mesh I'm running. So I'll probably pan that off at some point. That'll just be a quick pan. Since they're bigger bits of gold as well, I know they'll stay in there. But anyway, I'll get this on the go and start watching the gold. First scoop. Alright, it's taken me about an hour, but got most of the material panned through now. I'll just pan that other stuff off later. But yeah, seemed like an okay amount of gold in there. It's a bit hard to say. But yeah, I'll just get this last little bit through and pop it in the pan, and then I'll pan that stuff off and give you a final look. And here go the last bits of gold. Yeah, just about to go down into the hole. Alright, so I'll just unscrew the jar from down there. And we can chuck it into the pan. Have a look what's in there. I think I got a fair bit of black sand as well along with it. Yeah, we'll see. There we have it. That's what I ended up with. Not the worst. If I had my highbanker, I could have done pretty well, I think, but can only feed so fast with the Angus McKirk there, little grubstake. But there's also a bit more in there, so I'll pan that out soon. Then I'll pop that in there and show you. I shouldn't think it will change the overall weight too much or anything there. Here's a few pieces from that larger pan, the larger stuff in there. A few nice little chunks there. And that's that big. So 3 decent ones and a couple of small specks that didn't make through. But lots of chunky black sand. Anyway, pretty successful trip I think. Can't wait till I get the highbanker back though. Anyway.